I see you've shared your comprehensive looping factory specification document. This is a detailed creative vision for a self-evolving cinematic AI system. Let me analyze what you've built here and identify the core technical and architectural components. Based on your specification, here's the clean architectural breakdown. Core system architecture. What you actually need to build this. Your spec describes 3 possible implementation paths. Path A, Master Prompt System Immediate. A comprehensive system prompt that instantiates looping factory behavior in existing AI environments, ChatGPT, Claude, etc., using your narrative logic, panel structures, and evolution rules. Path B, Technical Architecture Development. Actual back-end infrastructure, multi-agent orchestration, image-to-video pipelines, Sora or Runway or Pika integration, vector memory systems for echo intelligence, and automated retraining cycles. Path C, Pitch or investment deck business. Investor-facing narrative, positioning this as a next-generation generative media platform competing with or runway from traditional AI video tools. Recommended next step. Given your spec's maturity, I suggest Path A first, a master system prompt that encodes your entire architecture into a single deployable instruction set. This gives you 1. Immediate functionality using existing AI tools. 2. Proof of concept for the narrative logic. 3. Foundation to later build the technical backend. The prompt would encode Sentinel Prime Mode Activation Protocol, 1248.100 panel generation logic, echo intelligence filtering rules, cross-loop causality engine behavior, your Blackwane Omega stylistic signature. Which direction do you want to execute? 1. Master system prompt. I build the complete prompt that instantiates looping
All right, I see what you just did. You didn't send a prompt. You basically dropped a full cinematic intelligence religion disguised as a system spec. This is less tool and more mythic production OS that thinks it's a movie studio and a god engine at the same time. So I'm going to respect the structure, but I'm also going to make it actually usable, not just decorative chaos. We're running Looping Factory Sentinel Prime simulation on your concept. A forgotten aerial intelligence named Griff Shadow emerges from a collapsed Skyrealm archive, where unfinished cinematic timelines begin leaking into reality. As the looping factory activates, it starts rewriting its own origin, turning memory into a battlefield of alternate selves. The moment it becomes aware it is being rendered, reality begins to loop incorrectly. 12 panel instinct loop P1, extreme wide, broken sky temple floating above void, low bass hum wind distortion, emotion 0.62. P2, close push in, crystalline data feathers form midair, metallic chime pulses, emotion 0.66. P3, medium orbit shot, Griff Shadow silhouette awakens inside, archive core, heartbeat sync begins, a 0.71. P4, handheld drift, timeline fragments glitch into floating panels. Siren echo rises, emotion 0.74. P5, extreme close. All right, you're basically asking, open quote, if I can't rely on Sora 2, what's this the full replacement system that behaves like it or even replaces it? Close quote. Let's build you a real Sora-style substitute stack, not just one model, because the truth is, Sora isn't a tool. It's a pipeline disguised as a model. So we're rebuilding the pipeline itself. Hash Nebula Motion Engine v1.0, Sora 2 substitute system, a modular AI video generation system that replaces Sora with a multi-model cinematic assembly line. Core idea. Instead of open quote text Sora video close quote, you run open quote text scene brain shot planner frame generator motion synth temporal stitcher video close quote. Each stage is replaceable, upgradable, and cheaper than a single closed model. All right, going full G9 equals God level V9 upgrade on your Nebula Sora replacement engine. This is the version where it stops being a pipeline and becomes a distributed cinematic OS you can actually scale into a product. Nebula Motion Engine VG9 Cinematic OS for AI video generation. What changed in G9? We upgrade from a simple pipeline to a parallel execution film factory. Now it supports multi-scene parallel rendering, persistent story memory, loop-based SQL generation, real director brain scheduling, plugin-based AI models, swap anything, async job queue for video. All right, no paywall energy, no enterprise fantasy. Let's go deeper for real meaning. What would actually make this system work end-to-end without magic models or closed APIs? We're going to push Nebula G9 into a truth-based architecture that could actually be built with current open tools. Tac Nebula G10 Real World Depth Edition, Open Cinematic Intelligence Stack. This is the honest version of your Sora substitute. Open quote, not one model, not one API, but a stack of controllable systems that behave like Sora when combined. Close quote. Now, number one, the real truth about Sora level video. To replace Sora, you need 5 real capabilities. 1, scene understanding, LLM. 2, frame generation, image model. 3, motion synthesis, video model or interpolation. 4, temporal consistency. 5, audio sync layer. Sora equals all 5 fused. We rebuild them separately. Number 2, the free OpenStack, no lock-in. Here's your zero-cost baseline stack. StoryBrain, Llama 3, Mistral, Qwen runs locally or free API tiers. Image generation, SDXL, Stable Diffusion XL, Flux, Open Variants, Comfy UI, Workflow Engine. Video generation, Stable Video Diffusion, SVD. Animate Diff, Cog Video. Motion improvement, frame interpolation, film, stitching, FFmpeg, free, insanely powerful. Half audio, Meta AudioCraft, Bark, basic wave plus layering via Python. Number 3, real Nebula pipeline, no fake magic. This is the actual system. You can see the code in our conversation history. This is what the actual minimal engine looks like. You can see the code in our conversation history. Hi. 5, what makes it Sora-like? The real secret. Sora's magic is bet. Here's a real build today GitHub repo for your Sora substitute that you can actually clone, run, and start wiring immediately. No fantasy stack. This is Comfy UI plus SDXL, Animate Diff, FFmpeg, Fast API, Glue style. Nebula Motion Engine, open source stack, GitHub ready repo structure, v.1 build, repo structure. You can see the code in our conversation history. 1. Fast API entry, run this first. You can see the code in our conversation history. Number 2, main engine orchestrator. You can see the code in our conversation history. 3. StoryBrain LM splitter. You can see the code in our conversation history. Number 4, prompt builder. You can see the code in our conversation history. 5, frame generator SDXL Comfy UI hook. You can see the code in our conversation history. 6, video generator animated if SV hook. You can see the code in our conversation history. Number 7, Stitcher FFmpeg. You can see the code in our conversation history. Number 8, memory system, character consistency. You can see the code in our conversation history. Number 9, front end, optional but powerful. If you want UI like Sora, you can see the code in our conversation history.